So here represents the first speaker from the pro side, and from the pro side, we agree with this topic. There are two main contentions. The first contention is that the children can know more clearly about one sentence. This says that nobody is perfect. Well, nobody can become the Grimm's fairy tale little princess. They're excellent, and they're beautiful, and they're clever. Nobody can become them. And also, movie is the same. If the children have known the perfect, the ideal character, the heroes, and they want to mimic them. However, in the end, they'll find out that they actually can't become perfect, like the character, like the hero in the movie. So they'll become very upset. The children's mind is very weak. If they found that they have spent time, money, and energy to try to achieve the perfect as themselves, but in the end, the reality is no. They feel that they've spent time, they can't do what they want. They'll be very unhappy. They'll be upset. And the second contention is that it can help children to learn to identify what is right, what is wrong. The movie can show the process of the morally decline and let children know more about the people around. Avoid second tragedies. Something that's happening on the maybe in the reality, that person is the character in the movie, and the story in the movie is actually happening in the reality. It can help the children to learn more about people around and avoid second tragedies. Let me give you an example. There's a sentence that says that somebody who would not hate must be very poor. There is an example in the book. He had almost given his life to save his dynasty. However, in the end, his whole family was killed by this emperor easily. And even nobody can say a word for him. Isn't he poor? And then he had a crazy thought. He wanted to kill the emperor and fire the whole city. Yes, this is crazy. He is mad. And this thing for children, it is bad. However, he is poor too. By showing the whole process of moral decline of the heroes, the children can know more about the things that is very complex and become more understanding. The impact is obvious. The first impact is that it can solve the mental problem of children. If the children have high expectations about themselves, imagine them being perfect. However, when reality comes, they can't be perfect. So they'll become very upset and very unhappy. If that children's mind is very weak, they can even become depression. This is not good for their mental health. And the second impact is that it can let children know more about the whole complex things and become more understanding. Because in our world, everything or every person, they're not all black or white. There's gray. Not everything is totally bad or totally good. But by showing the morally flawed heroes, the children can become more understanding. And while everybody is saying that someone is bad, the children can understand that person and know why he become now. So they can become more understanding to the people around, and which is good for the communication. So based on these, please vote for Pro. Thank you.
1. This house would require movies and books for children to include morally flawed heroes. I would first give some rebuttals. The Prime Minister said everybody makes mistakes. But this is just a movie. They are just acting. Next, the Prime Minister also said the children will be upset and it can cause mental health problems. But it's the opposite. Morally flawed heroes can use inappropriate words. This is their mistake. This makes them sad. Not the unflawed heroes. That's why morally flawed heroes should be banned. Now, continuing with my speech. Firstly, morally flawed heroes are heroes that make mistakes and can act wrongly, but still are good. Morally flawed heroes can expose children to wrongdoing and bad behavior. Young children shouldn't be exposed to this. Unflawed heroes make good choices. This is right for the children. Unflawed heroes, never make mistakes. They know what to do. This is the right entertainment children should have. Secondly, morally flawed heroes will not boost up the economy of movies, as parents won't be satisfied with their kids' behavior. Unflawed heroes stay high, bring children more joy, teach them the right things. This will boost up the economy quickly. More jobs will be involved, more wealth and money. So, easily proven that more wealth, jobs, and money involved with morally flawed heroes are bad choices. For example, if you are a parent teaching your child potty training in movies, your child might learn the wrong thing, bad behaviors. Would you like to train your child potty training anymore? At all? No. So, judge, what don't you think that unflawed heroes easily beat morally flawed by the two reasons? Economy, boosting, and appropriate learning. I'm proud to oppose. Thank you.
So I would like to firstly rebut our opponent. So firstly, our opponent said that morally flawed heroes often have bad behaviors that can be exposed to children, which shouldn't be actually shown to them because they might learn the bad behaviors from the morally flawed heroes. But our opponent said that this belief is necessary, unnecessary, and
Sorry, I'm stopping the time. I can't hear you very well. Like it's just maybe the internet is not working well. Can you try just closing the camera maybe and try again?
What about now?
Better, so much better.
So, what restart or continue?
You were saying that these bad behaviors expose children? Bad?
But I deny because this is totally unnecessary because the morally flawed heroes are just for entertainment. They're not for that you have to learn from them. They're just for entertainment that you can have fun, you can relax a bit, you can have your luxury time, and you can be happy. So the main point of watching books and movies is for entertainment and relaxing. We're not saying that it will guarantee that you will learn from the bad traits from them. Because even though children will like to mimic other people, but they might also learn from some good behaviors that the morally flawed hero shows. They show their ambition. They show that they show that everyone could actually make mistakes. They don't give they have fun, and the plots are more interesting than the morally justified heroes. So, and secondly, our opponent also said that morally flawed heroes bring the economy down, and morally justified heroes brings them up because parents don't want to see children being bad and learning the bad traits from the morally flawed hero. And this is also unnecessary because we are saying that because morally flawed heroes aren't just for children; they can also be provided to um, parents. And even though we are talking about providing morally flawed hero to children, but having morally flawed hero won't it won't affect the economy because grown-ups and adults will also watch morally flawed heroes. They're not just for children. And similarly, for morally justified heroes, parent adults won't really watch them much because every single time the ending is happy and the plot is just Superman coming here, kill the villains, and then go back. And this is very boring. Even though, and this is not close to reality because in the reality, people always overcome challenges, and they always have some problems that need to be solved. So for those things that adults won't really watch morally justified hero that much than the morally flawed heroes. So morally justified heroes also don't affect the economies so much. And lastly, I would like to sum up that the contention that my teammate has said. So firstly, morally flawed heroes bring us closer to reality. They can let us learn about the real society, and not society is not like every printed if happily ever after was a print, and it's not the knight always the being the dragon. Problem need to be getting solved, and we need to find a way that how is it getting solved. Secondly, morally justified when children are aiming for morally justified heroes, it'll give them big pressure because they want to be perfect like them. They want to be solving every problem. So this would give children a lot of pressure because they really want to be them, but they can't because everyone makes mistakes. And lastly, movies and books' main purpose are for entertainment, and morally flawed heroes are far more interesting than something like Superman because the plot of the story is far more complicated. So based on these, we vote for the opposition. Thank you.
I'm the second speaker from the opposition. Before I start to talk about my arguments, the first side and second side opposition said that there have reality and entertainment. Also, children learn what is good action and bad action, but it is not true because um children uh, um children are too young to understand. So and also if children understand, but there are they feel so scared because, for example, movie in Baymax, sorry, wait a minute. Baymax it Professor Robert Callahan looks like a villain, but on the other hand, he just hoped his daughter would come back. So real villains is Cray. I'm not clearly remember, but so real villains is Cray, but children are too young, so they can understand and back my argument. And I agree with this opinion. I have two arguments. First, children may get back message from these stories. Children learn through imitation. When a hero, the character children admire and want to emulate lies, steals, or acts violently, there is a real risk that children internalize these behaviors as acceptable or even admirable. Even if the story ultimately condemns the behavior, young audiences may remember the action more than the lesson. This is especially concerning in cases where the hero is rewarded despite morally questionable choices. This is not a hypothetical concern. Parents and educators already struggle with children copying behavior they see in media. For example, in SNS, many people say not good words, and then children imitate this word. Like I don't want to say that what the fuck or fuck you, fuck you, and another. And then the same can be for this topic. Children think heroes do that, so I also can do that. And the violence begins with the children. And the second my argument is point of children media is fun and relaxation. Children's the second speaker of proposition said superstars are boring, but it is not true. Children's media services
service a different purpose from adult media. For many children, especially those from vulnerable backgrounds, books and movies are places for emotional safety. Introducing more heavy themes such as systemic racism or violent crime risks, overburdening children with concerns they cannot and will not properly emotional process. Not every educational opportunities needs to be turned into a moral lesson, and not every story needs realism. Fun, lighter stories with clear heroes provide children with relaxation and joy and dreams. For example, if children watch someone scientist hero, he can make useful
Sorry,
medicines.
May, it's time. Your
Okay.
time is up. Okay, great. So thank you for that
As
speech.
the third speaker of the pro side, I first are going to introduce my main clash and explain why we have won this clash. Let's get right into the main clash of this debate. The big question is, do stories with heroes who have flaws and make mistakes help kids learn, or do they just teach kids bad things? My opponent says that they're dangerous. They said that kids will copy the bad behaviors and get confused. They want heroes to always be perfect, so kids only see the good things. We say that's wrong. We say that flawed heroes are one of the best tools we have to teach kids. And here is why we win this clash. Firstly, my opponent's biggest worry is kids might mimic the hero's bad traits. But think about it. Is the story telling the child being greedy is great? No, usually the story shows what happens because of the flaw. Maybe the hero lies and then their friends stop trusting them. The child sees the consequence. They think, oh, lying hurts people and loses friends. I don't want that. It's like a safe lesson. Kids understand stories. They can see a character and make a mistake and learn not to do it themselves. Assuming kids will just copy the bad part
Yeah,
ignores
why?
the whole story. Yes, please.
So you said that children can learn the mistakes and then don't copy them, but the young children who are watching these TV for superheroes, they don't understand and they might make the mistakes themselves. Explain.
My answer of that is the children have different levels of children. For example, the 12-year-old children and the 3-year-old children cannot see the same movie or the same books. The 3-year-old children's books or movies are too easy for the age 12 children to see. So then there are different levels of the movies and books, so the children can definitely understand. And now following my clash. Second, my opponents have said that if hero makes a mistake, it won't teach good things. But a perfect hero is boring and fake. No one is perfect in real life. But my opponents have said that a perfect hero is not boring and people just want to see it as entertainment. For children, seeing entertainment is pretty important. But however, movies and books, parents always want the children to learn from movies and books. And so making a flawed hero can make children entertain and also can make them learn about the real society. When a hero struggles, maybe they are scared or jealous or selfish, but then they choose to be brave or kind or to share. It teaches a powerful lesson. It teaches that being good is a choice you make even when it's hard. A perfect hero who is never mean doesn't teach us how to become good when we feel mean. That's the real lesson we need. And why we win this clash. Firstly, children learn more about the society and learn about the critical thinking. The real world is not full of perfect people. Everyone has flaws. Stories with flawed heroes prepare kids for the real world. They make kids ask questions. Why was that hero being stubborn? Why was that a good idea? And what could they have done instead? That is the critical thinking. My opponent's way, only perfect heroes teach us a simple fake world. Our way helps kids understand real complicated life. And the second is children learn to identify what is right and what is wrong, just like my teammate have said. You learn what is right is best by sometimes seeing wrong and what it causes. A hero is always perfect. You never see the bad choice. But when a flawed hero faces a bad choice, a mistake, then fixes it, the right thing becomes clearer and stronger. Seeing the struggle makes the good choice more meaningful. It's a stronger and more memorable lesson. So that So let's look at the clash again. My opponent says that flawed heroes are a bad influence. We say that it is a great learning tool. We live this clash because we think kids are smart enough to learn from the characters' mistakes and not just copy it blindly. And we think it is more, we think that it is much more important for kids to see morally flawed heroes. So based on this, please vote for the pro side. Thank you.
Imagine a world where everyone was watching morally flawed heroes. What will you think? Oh, this hero is morally flawed. I don't like him. It's not simple as that. There will be a lot of impacts that will be introduced in my speech. First, some rebuttals presented. The proposition said that if you try to become the hero, that is not morally flawed, but you will find out that it is not possible to be the hero, and they'll be upset and sad. But no, Judge, this is not right. Trying to be the hero and finding out it is not possible will only make the child try to achieve the goal, but with more perseverance. Also, now moving on to my weighings. No one can tell how every single child will react to every piece of media. Therefore, we should have a very diverse content with that if the child likes or doesn't like the book, and we can change it. Therefore, when we get on our side rather than mandating a specific message on their side, meaning we can get better media and media that have a higher chance of positively impacting the lives of the children, which means that the children will have a better life and entertain. Now moving on to my clashes. Wait. Sorry, my clashes. Okay, here you go. First clash, which is better for the kid? The proposition thinks that morally flawed heroes can help the children understand the messages, but they actually ruin a child's dream. If the hero is not flawed, the child may set his goal as being the hero, and this will motivate the child to be perfect. By contrast, morally flawed heroes will make the child think like the hero, which might involve violent actions, robbery, theft, etc. after the child grows up. Because, very simple, they want to be like the hero. Clash 2, which can actually support the kid. Actually, the opposition can support the kid more, because the hero is not flawed, and the kid will always think that if he or she makes no mistakes and and do what the hero do this over and over again to become the hero in their own minds. Compared to proposition will only make the child think that even unhelpful.
Josh,
In
I stopped
everyday
your
life.
time. You're just, we are losing you a little bit.
Class 3, which can
Josh, can you hear me?
entertain the kid.
Everyone is losing him, right? Yes.
Go in the
Josh, stop. Wait a minute.
debate.
Let's, Josh, please stop. We are not able to hear you well.
Wait. No.
Okay, we lost George. Let's see.
Oh,
You're
am I fine now?
you're now better. I believe maybe you need to just close the camera. Maybe that works better. Try with that.
Okay. Wait, so
Okay, and say something longer, please. You was explaining in which way we support better the kids. So That's the last I hear. I stopped your speech as 3 minutes, so you're still having 1 minute left.
Okay, so I left at clash 2, which can support the kid, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so I'll just start there.
Great.
Cla Clash 2, which can support the kid. Actually, the opposition can support the kid more because the hero is not flawed. The kid will always think that if he or she makes no mistakes, he or she will become the hero, like what his or her dream was. This will make them try over and over again. As very simple, they want to be like the hero. Compared to proposition, proposition will only make the child think. Even Iron Man has trauma. I can also have trauma. Like there's no problem with that. The kid will lose confidence in daily life. Class 3, which can actually entertain the kids. The main goal is that in this debate is that which can entertain the kids better and also help the kid. We believe that the opposition can entertain the kids more, as being morally flawed makes kid upset about the book or the movie, and they will be bored when the character does something stupid. But compared to an unflawed hero, it will entertain the kid a lot, sorry, as the hero keeps on succeeding. Okay. And also, we want to state that the impact of having a morally flawed hero is that uh, this might engage a child to be like a morally flawed hero, which might involve dangerous activities like Iron Man jumps out from the air to stood up, and the child wants to copy Iron Man to like be the hero, but actually hurting himself. Yeah. So we strongly believe that th this house
Time.
would yeah,
I
okay.
can. Yeah, time's up. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
This
that
house,
speech.
yeah. Okay.
We said that morally flawed heroes teach children bad behaviors, exposing them to violence, bad doing, and risks. Team Government said that morally flawed heroes make you relax, teach good behaviors. I agree, but morally flawed heroes don't have as much good traits as unflawed heroes, not even compared. So, isn't unflawed heroes by the name? They don't flaw, so they never make mistakes. They always show kids the right thing, like the movie makers know that if they put something like the previous speaker said, George said, Iron Man trying to fly, and the kid does that. Unflawed hero movies make sure that this does not happen, and children does not do this. The children will just learn good traits, like I've included in my example in my previous speech. So, continuing. So, isn't unflawed heroes better to two large reasons? Economic boost and appropriate behavior following? So, clearly, morally flawed heroes just are negativing children's bad behavior, and then children in the future can also teach this to their children. So this is also impacting future generations. So we should really stop making only morally flawed hero movies. For example, like Spider-Man, Iron Man, etc. Only unflawed hero movies are better. Thank you.